Good morning. It's back to Schoolgirl Sampler. Boy, look at how many pages we've done. Doesn't that feel good? Ooh, yay. We've done 56 blocks. I'm excited. We're getting ready to do 57, 58 today. Twinkling Star. Twinkling Star. Oh my. Yeah. And then Jacob's Ladder. Now Jacob's Ladder, I love how she's putting a challenging one with a less challenging one. So just saying, the Twinkling Star, you might want to have a beverage nearby, maybe a hard one. I don't drink, I'm just kidding you. But you need to have a pretty clear head to do that one.
Hard cider, maybe?
Maybe some hard cider, that would be good. But anyway, it's not that we don't know how to sew it. We've sewn this block before. It's all about the color placement, the fabric placement. So if Peter will scan over here to the blocks on the wall, I will kind of show you what I mean. Okay. Here's the Jacob's Ladder. This is an old block. I love it. When you put four of them together, you can kind of get a chain a chain going all the way around. This is really a fun block to do. You can see it's very easy. It's 2 half square triangles and 2 4 patches. Super easy, okay? And then here's Cappy's. I almost said Lenine, I don't know why. Here's Cappy's, and she used that stripe fabric again. And I want you to notice that it's a directional fabric, so she did a good job of keeping her directions. And all of her little flamingo-y heads are going up and down. So she paid attention to her directional fabric. But let's get down here to this puppy. Okay, we actually have only 4 colors that we're dealing with in our background, okay? But for this small of a block, 4 colors is going to be challenging to keep them where they're supposed to be. If you will notice that this half of the block is the same as this half of the block. So we're doing each step twice. Okay, so that might help you a little bit, and then I'm going to try and explain how I laid out my fabric so that I wasn't goofing it up. So we'll see how that goes. Then Cappy did the same thing. She did 4 different fabrics, but you can see because she has larger scale prints that she isn't getting the same contrast as I'm getting. You can't really, these kind of moosh together, okay? So it's still a pretty block. She did use a little bit of contrast for her background, but not quite as contrasty as this one here. Now, if you'll notice, I did one of my Peter blocks ahead of time and one of my Kim Deals, because I thought, hey, they've not seen me sew a Kim Deal one. So I'm going to sew this as a Kim Deal one, and then this one's going to be my Peter one. So that's kind of fun. Thought I'd mix it up a bit, you know? Got to mix things up a bit.
Yes, yeah.
Keep
Mix
it
it
fresh. Keep it new. So let's go to our page. There it is. There's the page. You'll notice that it is just 4 flying geese with cornerstones, and then this pinwheel in the middle. But the challenging part is to get the flying geese to match up with the pinwheel, okay? So, what I've done, again, I said we're going to use 4 colors. So what I've done is I have paired them up. I want these 2 colors to go together side by side, and I want these 2 colors to go together side by side. So when I make my half square triangles, I'm going to make these my half square triangles, and I'll know, and I'll get 2 from each one of these sets. I'll get 2 half square triangles. Like I said, the top half of the block is the same as the bottom half of the block, so we have to make 2 of everything. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to do my half square triangle thing. You know, when she has you cut it out, it's
Your shoes are on.
Oh shoot, thank you. When she has you cut it out, it's a weird increment.
Look at those fun socks. Oh, those spiders?
Yep. Weird increments, so go ahead and raise that on up to the full increment, and we'll resize them when we do the half square triangle.
I like that you have your arrows on your machine, so you'll have a set for your rulers.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. You don't have to go hunting for them.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I was talking.
Remember last week I had a little issue with my 1/4 inch? Well, today my 1/4 inch guide just flew right off. It's because my little nut back here, my screw back here, wasn't, I mean, it worked itself loose. I don't know if you can see that. Let me take the foot off. This had worked itself loose, so this was just loosey-goosey. And so my 1/4 inch wasn't as accurate. Remember we had that question?
Yeah.
And I wondered and I wondered and I wondered. And then when I put this on today, I discovered this was really loose. So I had to take it off and go ahead and secure that, so I wouldn't have that issue today. You do not want to have issues with your 1/4 inch.
Especially on a Monday.
Well, mostly it happens on a Monday for some reason. Okay, so you know I did it once, so now I have to turn it around and do it again. You sew a 1/4 inch on each side of the diagonal to get 2 half square triangles from your square sets. And again, if I didn't have my tape, if I didn't have this magic tape down, I'd be drawing the lines on the piece.
Is it fair to say the sleeve on your hand is from doing a lot of binding? I mean, I know you did the punch needle, but was it the hand binding?
It's the cutting. I've been doing a lot of cutting.
Cutting, okay.
Cutting.
I was just curious.
So I'm just going to go ahead and, because my scissors were laying right here, I'm just going to cut that with my scissors. Right between the line. Doesn't matter if it's straight or accurate. It just matters that it gets cut. Then I'm going to get out my handy dandy little mat, my handy dandy favorite ruler, and my little rotary cutter. I'm going to make these the size they're supposed to be because I oversized them just to give myself a little insurance. I'm going to cut off my corn kernels. I just love that. Thanks, Gay, for saying that. Corn kernels.
Don't we have the best viewers?
We do. We do.
They're so helpful.
Yeah, they're helpful, and they're just so complimentary, and it's a good community to be involved in. And I love seeing their blocks. Gay is very faithful to post her blocks on the Insider page.
She is.
And she's doing them both in the reproduction fabrics and then in the Tula Pink fabrics. So she's going to have 2 quilts unless she magically puts them together, which would be quite a treat to see, let me tell you.
So not related to this channel, but I feel like we should share what some of the our other YouTube quilters are doing from our other YouTube videos. Did you see Diana Johnson's Emma quilt? She posted a picture of her finished quilts.
You mean ribbon runs through it?
Yes, I mean ribbon runs through it.
Mm-hmm,
See, I knew you'd know what I was talking about. Did you see what she said? She goes, now to move on to Emma. And then when I get Emma done, I'm going to do the Schoolgirl sampler for another daughter or granddaughter. I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
And then
she's enjoying her experience.
Did you see the letters to Santa that somebody posted?
No.
Insiders? Somebody posted letters to Santa and Insiders. They have the whole thing laid out.
Oh, I did see that.
All their letters are done.
I saw that. And they
Yeah.
put in some blues, which I thought was pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. I did see that.
We haven't gotten many of those posts of the letters.
Right. The letters to Santa. If you visit the Facebook page or Instagram or something, I forget what it is.
Insiders Facebook page.
Insiders Facebook page. And post pictures there. We love that. We love that. So I'm just going to go ahead and press these open, and I'll have 2 of each. And that'll represent my 4 colors. And you notice when I laid them out, I kept, I've kept those together. I've kept the colors together.
You're organized. You have your book, you have your layout, you have your blocks on the wall ahead of you.
Yeah, that's the way I like it. That's the way I roll. Rock and roll. So, it's fun to see me working with my Kim Deal fabrics, I think. Okay, now I'm going to put my pinwheel together, and this is where I'm going to bring my book down. And I'm going to say, okay, this blue is going to be that blue. So when I lay my pinwheel out, that's going to go there, and this blue is going to go down here like that, okay? And then this green is going to be that green. So I'm going to lay that like that, and this green goes like that. So there's how I'm going to sew my pinwheel together. And I just kind of looked at my pinwheel here and decided what color was going to be what, and go ahead and lay it out. If you need to put a post-it note over, here, let me find a post-it note. If you need to put a post-it note all the way around your block so that you can visually get an idea of that pinwheel, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Then, to block all that other out for less distraction, go ahead and do that, because this is going to be the essential part of this block, is this pinwheel. It's going to tell you how you're going to lay out your flying geese. So, I'm going to sew these together just like they are laying out in front of me. And then, once I get these sewn together, I'll press those open. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of cutting and a lot of needle punch. And it's this muscle right there.
Yes.
It's just,
yes.
It's not here. It's not carpal tunnel. It's just that I've just strained a muscle, and, I'm not going to die or anything. I do tend to be a diva, though, when it comes to pain. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my book, and I'm going to look. Okay, there's my blue, and there's my green. Okay, I'm not going to pay attention to these others because they're going to fall in place. All right, and then up here, there's my green, and there's my blue. So that's how I know that they are in the right place. And of course, I'm going to pin because I've got a point here. And I have a point there. I want those points to meet up. So I'm going to pin that. And I'm going to sew those together. Oh, yum. I love when it comes together like that.
Way to go, Dawn.
Yeah. using white thread. I should have changed my thread.
I noticed you're using white thread, and I'm like, where's her favorite color?
It was just in the machine, and I didn't change it. I just really didn't realize it until just now.
I also noticed it looks like somebody returned a couple pins to your pin cushion, because I see some yellow.
Yeah, there's some. Okay, so that looks really good, don't you think?
Yeah, that's smashing.
I'm going to take these off. Okay. Now, this is my other block. Okay, now I've got 2 of these and 2 of these, 2 of these and 2 of these, and 2 of these. Okay, so these are going to be my flying geese. These are going to be my cornerstones. Move those out of the way. Let me put my pinwheel back in the correct position. Okay, there it is. I'm going to put 2 of them there and 2 of them here, my flying geese. Okay? Well, I know that this side has to be that, because that has to match that. And then my green has to match that. See that?
Oh, yeah.
And then I know here that the gold has to go on this side.
Yeah.
And the red has to go on this side. All right? So I'm going to move this. Oh, let me go this way. So they're the same, okay? See that? See that? But let me show you this, because I did it.
What'd you do?
I flipped this over.
Oh.
And I sewed from there to there.
Okay.
And so when I flip that back, look what happens.
What happens?
It's on the wrong side.
It's reversed?
Yeah, it's on the wrong side.
So it's got to go.
So what needs to happen is, watch this, simple trick.
I'm
Just
watching.
move this here and move this here.
Why do we do that?
Because now, when I do this, when I sew it on like that, and I flip it back, oh, it didn't work.
It's the direction of the diagonal.
It is the direction of the diagonal. But it should have worked. Oh, it's because I have to go from this way. It's because I have to go this way. Okay? So when it goes here, it's got to go like that.
So you're like sewing an imaginary line and flipping it to see if when you put it to the machine,
right,
that it's going to be oriented
Actually, what I'm going to do is, to help me, I'm going to fold it.
And you'll know which direction.
And then lay it on my piece like this.
Now, Dawn, I'll tell you what, that little trick right there, that was worth the price of admission.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, huh? Okay, so here it is. So if I sew it from there to there, and I flip this back, see how it's going to be correct?
Mm-hmm.
So my hint for this is to go ahead and fold these in half and just finger press them. Lay them on. Make sure I get the direction correct. Lay them on, and then you'll know how to sew. Okay? And once you have one of them on correctly, the other one will go on because it just goes on the other side. And so I'm going to lay that out just like it's under my machine. I don't know if you can look at that, Pete, or can you get that close?
Sure.
See how it's laid out on my machine like that? So now I know that this one's going to be correct.
So you're going to do this one the same as you did the other.
Yes, remember I have to make 2 of each. 2 exactly the same.
Because they're on opposite.
Right, opposite sides, okay?
Oh, that makes sense.
So this is going to be the other part of that flying geese. So now I've got to talk about this flying geese. So I think I'll do this one first. Let's just fold it in half on the diagonal. I'm going to fold it wrong sides together so I can kind of see
which way it's flipping.
which way it's supposed to flip. Okay. So it's got to go that way, correct? Yes.
Yep.
So then I put it there. And I know I don't sew from that end. I know I sew from this end, so I have to flip it around.
Don Cornell doesn't start in a corner.
Nope. Don't put baby in a corner. I know that's what you were thinking, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do
You
not
got me.
put baby in a corner. Okay, so now I've got this one the same way that I just put that one in. So if I put this one on top, I know it'll be correct. And this really is the trickiest part. It's not the sewing that's the tricky part this time. It's the color placement, the fabric placement. As you're making these elements, you just really have to pay attention to what color goes where and the angle. And the angle is the trickiness of it, okay? And so if you want to, and you probably should, before you cut, go ahead and lay that out and make sure that's correct, okay? So we know we're good with that one. And then there's absolutely no mistake, as long as you keep your pairs together, what fabric is next. I'm going to go ahead and press these open. And to me, I think this is very interesting block. I love it when multiple colors can go in a block because it seems to help tie all the other blocks together. We've done this in multiple blocks. We've used several different fabrics where this could have very well have been a two color option. You know, you could have just alternated red and green or whatever and still got the same pattern, still got the same look, but this one is so much more colorful. So now there are my blue ones or blue-green ones, and here are my gold ones. See that? I'm always laying them down. I'm always referring back because, you know, it's just a good idea for me anyway, the way my brain works. So now I know that these go with this and this goes with this. Now I can just pick them up and I know that I have to sew from that side in because I start from the middle, work myself out. Isn't that funny how just one little thing like your 1/4 inch guide just being loose can affect your sewing for that
Well, Dawn,
day?
you know what happens to me?
What?
On my 1/4 inch guide, I'll get a thread or two stuck in between the guide and the foot.
Well, it wouldn't
and I
be
have
hard
to
to clean.
clean.
Yeah, you'd have to
I have
clean.
to clean mine out. Now, mine does not have a screw. It's
it
all
doesn't?
just one unit.
Oh, it is.
And what'll happen, the other thing that'll happen too is it'll slightly start to bend just the slightest amount.
Oh, no.
So then I need to like put tension on it so that way, because
Well, what in the heck are you doing to it to make it bend, Peter?
there's a slight gap. Like I want to say a 1/32 of a gap, but it's
okay.
enough that I take something to push a little pressure on it to close that gap, that tolerance.
Okay.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but the threads will get me. Those loose threads will push it out farther away from the foot.
You know what might be a good idea is
What?
in your little thing here, put some tweezers.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Because then you could just tweeze those out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
In
I
your
need
little
tweezers.
collection, you need some tweezers. We have some out there. They're right on the by the cash register. All kinds of fun ones. I think there's some.
Oh, you're right. We
flamingo
do. We have
ones.
the unicorn ones.
Unicorns,
Yeah, the
flamingos,
horses.
whatever. Oh, yeah, there you go. So I would suggest that you keep a pair of tweezers in your little tool caddy there.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
That was worth the price of admission.
Okay, excellent.
This episode's a twofer.
I'm telling you.
I got two good things.
Good. We love it when you guys learn things. You know, a lot of times you'll put in the comments, oh, It was so good. Like last week, somebody really appreciated the little lesson we had on bordering blocks if they don't
I saw
all
that.
match. Yeah. And so we're always thrilled. I'm always thrilled. That's what my whole purpose for doing these videos is that, you know, you might get a little tip that you hadn't thought of before. And then you get a chance to try it. If it works for you, you use it again. If it doesn't, you go back to the way you've always done it. You know, that's just the Mother Nature or the nature of things. Oh, now, personally, I love these two colors together.
I do too.
That dark teal with that acid green. Oh, that is just delicious.
It pops in
you know,
your block.
I could probably have a whole quilt like that. I think maybe I could. That might be on my agenda. I might start collecting acid greens. I've got quite a collection of acid greens. But I might start a collection of those deep teals. See if I can. Now, Kim Deal has a nice collection of deep teals.
Yeah, she does.
So maybe I'll go through some of my old Kim Deal collections. Okay.
Do you have a couple Kim Deal collections?
I have, yeah, maybe all of them. Okay. Okay, so look at how that happens. See, I made it the same, but just because I twisted it around, then it automatically fit. So now, look at that. I'm good to go. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I love that. So now I'm going to put my cornerstones here, and now it just has become a 9 patch. Okay, so this is a row, this is a row, and this is a row. So do we want to sew those together, or do you feel like you can sew those together? I think maybe they can sew
I feel like I
those.
can sew those.
I think they can
I
sew
can
those.
sew those.
Okay, now for our other block, our Jacob's Ladder, I went ahead and sewed, I think you can see better here, went ahead and sewed down the diagonal a 1/4 inch away from the center. If I didn't have my magic tape, I would have to draw a line. I don't know how many times I've said that, but I've said it quite a bit. But I just want you to realize, I'm going to lay my ruler down, because this is a bigger piece. I'm not going to do it with my scissors. I'm just going to do it with my rotary cutter. And then I'm going to use my little square up ruler, which you know is my favorite ruler for making half square triangles. And in the book, she should tell you how big to make these. And I'm just going to, and because we oversized it, we have a little bit of an insurance there that we can shave off that little bitty bit and get it very accurate. Take off my corn kernels. My corn kernels! I love that. Take off my corn kernels. Okay, we had a couple cool days last week. Mm-hmm. So I got in the mood for chili.
Yeah, me too.
So I made some chili, and then it becomes 70 and 80 degrees out again.
Yeah, I was not happy.
Yeah, but you know what? This has been the best year for the trees that we've had in eons. I mean, the trees are absolutely outdoing themselves this year. They are so vibrant. And we haven't had a storm to blow all the leaves off. You know, usually they start turning and then we have a big rainstorm and then they're all on the ground and we don't get to appreciate them. But my drive to work this morning, I was thanking the Lord that He took art lessons, because He knows what He's doing when He paints that scenery. It's scrumptious. Okay, now I'm going to make some 4 patches. I made these 2 half square triangles that look just alike. Now I'm going to make some 4 patches. Laid my 4 patch out, and I've decided that, of course, this is my background, so I've put my background in place, and I'm just going to make 2 just alike. So I've laid 2 of these on top of each other. I'm not going to pin. There's no seams to match up. Just Just line those fabrics up, put them in the machine. Go down here and do the same thing. I just love this little piecing, little 1.5 inch, 1 inch. Makes my heart sing. Don't know why, but it does. They're so cute. They're so tiny. Oh, Chloe's mommy posted baby pictures of her today, or yesterday. She was so little. I'd forgotten how little she was. Oh, she was just a little bitty girl. And I said, oh, she's just as cute big as she was little. You know, kittens are so cute, and then they grow up to be cats. Ugh. I know there are cat lovers out there, and I'm sorry that I feel that way. When I was a little girl, I would have been a cat lover, because when I was a little girl, about 3 years old, maybe 4, we lived out in the country. We even had an outdoor toilet. And we had like an old attached, I wouldn't call it a garage, I'd call it a shed, kind of a lean-to kind of thing, up against the house. And there was a cat come to have its babies in our shed. Well, it was the middle of the winter, and the babies froze, and I was the one that found them. And ever since then, my heart just aches for little kitties, and then cats, and then I just can't bear to have one. It's just too much. Too much. Okay, let's put these back where they go. Look at our book. Make sure we get them going right. There's that. We want the dark ones there and the backgrounds there. We're just going to flip these over again. Now we have a seam to match up. So am I going to pin? Why, yes I am. Yes I am. I'm going to pin. I'm going to go ahead and pin them both. While I'm pinning, pull that back, see that they match. Put a pin in it. Put a pin in it. Put a ring on it. Okay, these 4 patches would have gone a little bit quicker if I would have strip pieced them. In other words, had a long background and had a long of the dark color. But that's not the way she wrote the pattern. If I was writing the pattern, that's the way I would have written it. But these blocks are so fast anyway, I don't guess you need all that speed. Just need to relax, enjoy the process.
I mean, they're 4-inch blocks.
Yeah,
Dawn.
what do you think? Well, these are even less than that. These 4 patches are even less than that. Well, my thumbs aren't working.
Is that 2-inch?
We can't say because it's in the book.
Right. It's smaller than 4.
Smaller, well, it's half the size because it's going to go with these.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
I could have figured that one out if I would have taken the time to think about it.
Okay, so the half square triangles go with the color on the outside and the background to the inside.
I'm just loving this Jacob's Ladder block.
Isn't that pretty?
It's so cool how it makes that ladder.
Yeah, and I think in the book,
Man,
if
that's
I'm not mistaken, she has a little Jacob's Ladder quilt that is in the book. Can't show you the book, but I'm going to try and find that.
I'm looking at the block here, and your pincushion, your arrows.
There.
Oh, that's
Isn't that
cool.
pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that didn't show.
It's in your book, you guys.
Instructions. Yeah, it's in your book.
Man, that's neat.
So yeah, the Jacob's Ladder is a really versatile
I could have a whole
block.
quilt. I really could have a whole quilt.
Oh yeah, lots of people do
It would be
the
so
Jacob's
fun
Ladder.
to make all those different ladders, all those different colors.
Okay, now look at this. What happened?
I don't understand what happened.
Well, it got
Your
out of
seam?
sorts. Yeah, my seam didn't do right.
But does your block match up?
No. See,
I mean,
look.
is it the size of that background?
No.
Can you fudge it?
No. Look at that.
Oh, that's no good.
Look.
Hey, Dawn, why don't you just trim that to match?
I will. You know why?
Oh, you will?
Yeah, because there's no points.
Oh, that was a joke.
No.
I didn't think you'd go for it.
No, I will. I will just resize it.
I never thought I'd see this day.
You didn't? Well, there's no points.
But when you go to sew it together, won't it be off? The
No,
whole
because
block?
I'll make sure this is in the middle and that's in the middle. I'll make sure everything. I won't just trim it off of one side.
Oh, see,
No.
that's what I thought you were going to do.
No. I'll
But with
just
the ruler
square
laid
it
out,
up.
you didn't lose anything.
Yeah, I'm just cutting off what.
Somehow
would
it
have
got
should have been
bigger.
in the seam allowance, but
Yeah.
because I didn't pin like I usually do.
Well, that's what happens when you don't pin, Dawn.
Dawn, you should learn from your mistakes. Okay, now
How
see?
long you been doing this?
How long you been sewing anyway, Dawn? Okay, let's move that one.
My
back.
whole adult life.
Let's lay it back out.
You've
so
been
that I don't
sewing my
mess
whole
it up.
adult life, Dawn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Peter. How old are you?
44.
Yeah, I've been almost sewing that long. Yeah. So you were just in the womb when I made my first stitch. Okay, now see that fits on there really good. And I should have pinned. Okay, I'm gonna make this one. This one was good.
Now you're sewing Peter style.
Yeah.
No pins.
Actually, that one's a little bit big too. Okay, you should square up these. Square these
These misfits.
four patches. I didn't have to in my other one.
Maybe you pinned them.
I probably did because I wasn't on camera and I had time. I'm a little concerned about the time that I'm taking up for these folks.
Well, nobody else is in line to use the studio. We're good.
Okay, so see, I did get quite
No
a little
press.
shavings off of that. See that? That does make a difference. If your block doesn't fit, don't make it fit. Stop and do something about it. Now, I would have had to remake those if those were half square triangles. Okay? See what I mean? If those were half square triangles and they had points, I couldn't have shaved that much off. I don't know why. My thing hasn't come loose again. This was supposed to be the uncomplicated.
It's supposed to be the fast block.
Yeah. Okay. It's going to go together real good now. Okay. So Chloe came over to visit me yesterday. I don't know why.
Clo Bear.
My brother brought her over, and she didn't want to have nothing to do with me. I felt so rejected. But she had been out playing at the park. They had taken her to the park. And she'd been out playing in the park, and she was just worn to a frazzle. So she didn't want to play. So I just went back to my lazy boy and started cross-stitching. That's what I do on Sundays. I'm a cross-stitcher on Sundays.
Do we know what pattern you're stitching?
No, it's nothing that it's a thing that I did online. It's a block of the month. kind
Oh,
of
I know what
a
you
page
did.
of the
I know
month.
what you did.
Yeah, it's a page of the month. We don't.
I know
really
what
have
you're
the
working
pattern
on.
here. I work on it every Sunday.
You're about, yeah, you'll be done probably in a couple
2 more
Sundays.
months.
Yeah.
2 more months. 8 more Sundays. I will have it finished. I'm right on schedule with it. So that's good. Do you just have so many crafts, you just don't have time for all of them?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you'd have to craft 24 hours a day if you wanted to do all the crafts that you do.
I know.
I mean, Peter's into watercolor. He's doing crazy, scrappy journaling. What is that called? I don't know what it's called.
Junk journal. I had to
Junk
think for a second.
He's doing junk journaling. Oh, look at that. Now see how nice that is. Aren't I glad
I love it.
I made those blocks. So there you go. There's that Jacob's ladder. Oh. And then, of course, I didn't sew this one together, but I will at home this week.
Oh, I love it.
I just love this block. I think it's so pretty. So pretty. Of course, those Kim Deal colors, you know.
It's that Kim Deal.
That's that Kim Deal.
Man.
So nice. So work on your blocks. If you want to, you can post them on the Insiders, the Facebook Insiders page.
Yep.
The Facebook Insiders page. We'd love to see them. If you want to put a comment, you know what? If you're missing out on some of these videos and you think, hey, isn't it time for one of those meet me at the sew machines? You can, there's a red word that says subscribe. And if you hit that, I mean, if you don't want to hit it, but if you touch that, it will send you a message whenever Peter gets one of these videos loaded up, and then you won't miss out on any of them.
Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification.
Oh yeah, there's a little bell.
The bell will come up on your phone.
And if it doesn't have little wings on the side, you need to punch the one that has the wings on the side. Because then it'll come up and tell you that we're on. And that'll happen if they do it for when they're in the Always Meet Me at the Sew Machine. Will it do it for all the Always in Stitches ones, or will it just do it for the...
If you subscribe to the channel, it's all Always in Stitches videos.
Okay.
So our floss tube, our What's New videos.
You don't want to miss out on any of that, especially the What's New stuff. My goodness. I mean, we get new stuff in every day. It's amazing. It's just amazing. So don't miss out. Okay? Come back and see us. Next Monday, Peter's going to be on vacation, but we're going to... Is it next Monday?
Following...
The following Monday.
I can't remember because like the 31st is a Monday.
Okay.
And then I can't remember.
You know what,
There's
Peter?
a week I'm on vacation.
I've been summoned to jury duty.
Oh, you did?
Yes. And guess when I have to call?
When?
The 30th, which is a Sunday night. So I will not know until 6:30 on Sunday, October 30th, whether I have to be at jury duty that next Monday, the 31st. So if I have jury duty, obviously won't be here.
Hey, you'll have good practice though, because you've been watching all those trials.
I love the Crime and Law Network, whatever. But anyway, so if I'm at jury duty, if there's no video next week, it's probably because I'm sitting in a courtroom. All right? I hope that doesn't happen.
Are you going to have your legal pad?
I will be having my legal pad, and I'll probably have a wool cover over it or a punch needle cover over it or something, you know, make mine special. So anyway, you have a good week. Get to sewing. If you need any help on this pinwheely, this twinkling star, just take your time and lay it out and just position it. Remember, it's only fabric, okay? So don't get discouraged. Just if you have to remake a block, you have to remake a block. That's just how life is, okay? All righty, have a good week. Bye-bye.